And we're back.
Hello, lovers.
Hi,
It's Edgar,
and Sunny.
and we are the Absolute Divine Lovers. Hello, where have you been? We haven't seen you. Have you been checking out our videos? No, huh? That's probably because we haven't posted any videos.
It's been a minute.
Yeah.
We've been carrying some wands around.
Yeah, indeed.
Actually, we're just doing a collective general read.
Yeah, let's see what comes out.
Missed you guys. Couple of you I've done some reads for asking, hey, where are those free videos that you guys are putting on? And I'm like, oh man, I didn't know you were watching those. Very cool.
Ten of Wands. So yeah, so I think the collective is definitely feeling very burdened, and there's a strong desire to break free.
I'm going to do different cards for the clarifiers.
Okay.
Do you want to use your crow ones?
Sure. Do you want me to pull the clarifiers?
I do.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. So maybe we can start talking about what you got on the table, or you want to wait until I pull
I'm
some?
going to wait, actually.
Alright.
Yeah.
Tell me where about the 10 of Wands, please.
While you do the clarifiers, I'm going to integrate one of the new decks, and I'm just going to pull one from it to kind of bring everything together.
Okay.
Thanks for going with the flow.
I'm trying hard. People keep telling me that I need to. It's funny that Rider Waite has got the Four of Wands at the bottom of the deck, because this new Murder of Crows deck that I'm working on had the Four of Wands in that deck at the bottom of the deck before I started pulling. And the Ten of Wands is clarified by the Ten of Swords.
Wow. Okay. What you were just saying about the Four of Wands being on the bottom of two different decks.
Yeah.
Very interesting. I feel like something is mirroring something. Meaning that maybe you and somebody close to you are both going through some type of change.
Yeah, I think that's happening for a lot of friends and lovers and relatives that, you know, share their journeys with each other. And it's a good time to be partnered up. Some of that, Sunny and I have been talking a lot about the Two of Cups energy, and I think that's really what this is about, and like the opportunities are there for that.
Side note,
Yeah.
regarding that Two of Cups. The Two of Cups, however a reader presents it to you, should you ever have a read, and what he was just talking about, would not just be a union with your partner. What Edgar was saying before when he was talking about family members and friends and people who are going through things that are similar. I read King of Cups clarifying the King of Cups.
That's King of Wands.
Yeah, that there is a flexibility in these cards. You're not really having to make it fit too much if you are able to understand how flexible they can be.
Yeah, absolutely. I love this Murder of Crows deck. I mean, this is the Nine of Pentacles card. Look at that.
That's so pretty.
Yeah.
Wow.
So cool.
All right, so let's talk about endings, Edgar.
Yeah.
The 10 of Wands and the 10 of Swords lining up right next to each other. Burdens and thought processes, burdens and bad habits.
Burdens, bad habits. I think it's also challenges and all of the negative thoughts in that process. Some of you may have leveled up recently, and it was probably very difficult. It could have felt like it just like it came out of nowhere, like you were just in a rough patch, and you didn't even realize that you were being challenged or tested, and all of a sudden you popped out on the other side and you're like, whoa, wait a minute, this is a level up, you know. And I think that there's so much of like coming out of last year, which felt very trying for a lot of people, coming into this year with all kinds of hope, and landing in January, and just, you know, facing the state of the world with, you know, nations at war, and you know, divisions here in the United States, plus like everything going on in your day-to-day, like, you know, there's challenges everywhere.
For however harrowing closing out some type of cycle and moving into a new one may have been, whether it's something that's personal or if it's how you're feeling about the state of the world, we are still carrying on.
Yeah.
And with that being said, there may be things that you left behind that you needed to leave behind, changes that you made that you needed to make, things that you dropped that were just done and over with. And this is, the timing is odd, but I'm going to talk about these cards that right here. So in the upright, we have writing or a person's legacy and chaos. Can you see that well?
Yeah, I can see
So
this.
Edgar, when I shuffled these, they both landed on their side.
Wow.
To me, it feels like something is paused.
Yeah. So yeah, it's interesting that those two cards came out, and especially on their side. I know that we've been doing readings for each other, and we've been doing our own studies, and like the Ouroboros has been coming out a lot in themes, and just kind of in synchronicities, and you know, obviously, like, you know, chaos, the snake, you know, having to shed skin and you know, feel a little uncomfortable, and raw can feel chaotic. What's the other card again?
It's writing or a person's legacy.
So yeah, again, it's that energy of transition, right? It's the energy of, at least for me, what I'm getting is like, it's the energy of going from who you used to be into the unknown, and that can feel very chaotic.
Well, I'm going to tell you one thing.
Okay.
One thing about your past and my past is that they're both pretty interesting, and the collective has interesting pasts as well. And for any of the people who are, you know, listening to the read and have put telling their story on pause, or put some of the things about, you know, maybe they don't think it's interesting because they lived through it, but there's a lot of people who could relate to certain things. So there's a creative component to sharing your story about this chaos that's on its side.
Yeah.
So it's on its side, it's not in the upright because the chaos is no longer. But if you integrate the two cards with each other, your legacy, you know how much of the legacy is filled with chaos and you know, persevering.
Well, I mean, that when you think about the Five of Wands in the Rider-Waite, right? That is like, it's almost like different energies just scattered, right? And but it's between the you know, you've got the breakthrough in the Ace, you've got the planning in the Two, you've got the action, the waiting in the Three, the recovery in the Four, and then the action in Five, and then you've got the victory in Six. So it is very, very much like that, you know.
So these 10 cards, they're no just typical closures and endings. They are things that are more than a chapter. It's like series 1 of your life.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you share it? Do you not share it? I mean, some people probably might want to.
It depends.
Some might not.
I think if you're working on something, it might not be the best time to share what you're working on. You know, but then again, I'm always pretty guarded when it comes to that stuff. I don't really like talking about what I'm working on, except maybe with you, because I feel like it dilutes things, and sometimes people get jealous, and that jealousy kind of taints your efforts, and Yeah. So it's definitely something to consider.
So the Knight of Swords
Yeah.
is the quick moving energy
Yeah.
that comes in,
Mm-hmm.
probably getting you out of the 10 and into the new.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Um, clarified by the Queen of Cups.
Mm-hmm.
To me,
Mm-hmm.
that's telling me that the emotion, the one emotion that you needed, or perhaps a couple of emotions that you needed to get you to finish whatever phase it was, stepped in quickly. Like
Yeah.
there was something that happened, or there was a thought that came to you, and then something was finally done.
Yeah. I feel like it's almost like you had to step into your villain energy, even though you didn't want to.
I like that.
And you to get it done, right? And then it's like, now if you look at that queen, like she's contemplating, like, it's like, why did it take me having to do that? You know, but it's at the same time, it's like, it's a moment of pause, it's a moment of reflection, but it's also a moment of empowerment.
The shadow of a crow, one reminds me of shadow work, two reminds me of darkness, and when you finally get cracked open and the light comes through,
Yes.
and being emotion driven in the positive way.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I like the way the light just kind of pours down.
Yes.
You know.
Yeah. It creates pillars.
Yes, it does.
All right.
And speaking of pillars,
do you want to take that row?
I'll give it a shot.
Sure.
Yeah. Well, I mean, all of the endings and the villain era and like the healing period that you're in definitely is like, it's the energy of breaking free, and it's carrying that wisdom and that knowledge and that light in balance in the chariot. It's almost like you're holding a bowl of water, very, very still, on a chariot that is moving so fast that seems almost uncontrollable. But your assignment, your mission, is to keep the water from spilling. You know, and then clarified by the Six of Swords, where you get to move on to calmer waters. And for some of us, for some of you, you may be moving on with fewer people in your boat than you thought you would. And, you know, that can be a little surprising.
And the rider weight, there's two people in the boat and then a person who's navigating.
Yeah.
And in this one, they're solo. So that might be a direct message for some of you that you're leaving things behind. And you don't have to leave the people who were originally in the boat completely behind. But for now, you got to go solo on this one.
Or it may be that, like, you're like, hey, this is the way. Get in the boat.
I love that.
And maybe people didn't want to get in the boat with you.
This shadow right here, shadow work, emotion driven.
Yeah.
Cracking open.
Yeah.
Letting emotions be your freaking guide.
Yeah.
Water's emotions, the boat. The way that these are connecting is just killing me. This is absolutely
and then you've got
gorgeous.
the moon. You've got the moon up there, which is kind of the unseen, the yet to be determined.
Yet the landscape is bright because it's a full moon.
Mm-hmm.
So to
and
me,
it's wide open. It's wide open.
That is very much giving the universe has your back.
Yeah.
Look, on your journey, on your Six of Swords journey, we're gonna light the way for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because you did the work.
You did the work. You did the hard thing. You did the thing. I mean, look at that 10. Go back to the 10 of Swords. Like, pull that up to the camera, please. Look at how brutal that is. It's just like whatever it was you needed to slay, you slayed. And, you know, that's the result of your villain era. That is the thing that you overcame.
Shadow work and inner demons.
Yeah, I think those are some bad habits that had to be released, and you know, some of those bad habits might have been people or jobs or you name it. But yeah, let's move on to the world.
Okay. The closed cycle. the
Mhm.
closed circle protecting your energy, the new, and then the Ace of Pentacles.
Yeah. So maybe some of you are moving to a new neighborhood or a new city or a new state or even a new country, and maybe it's for a job. You know, the Ace of Pentacles a lot of times signals a new, it's like new income or a new job. And you know, with that crow just holding that pentacle, it's just like this is huge, and it's like something to squawk about for sure.
Getting a hard pull towards these cards is each row representing a month, leaving chaos behind because of a change fate. So when you say job or moving,
Yeah.
somebody definitely changed jobs.
Yeah. So you might be finding yourself in a new city, in a new job, and maybe it was like, you know, you thought you had somebody that like had your back, and you're like, hey, I really want to go do this, and they're like, yeah, no, I don't want to do that. You're like, I've always dreamt of, you know, living in New York and doing this for a living, you know, or it could be something crazy like, hey, like there's this awesome job in Oklahoma City, and I'm gonna go live in Oklahoma City, and people are like, yeah, no thanks, but you know, off you went.
Oh, look, we have the counterparts out here. That's pretty cool. I did not connect that because they were from different decks.
Yeah.
So the Queen of Cups right there, and then we have the King Cups in the next row. And which card is that?
That
is
is the
clarified
King
by?
of Wands.
Ooh, okay.
He's the
McKenna, are you okay if I put another card on
Yeah,
top of that?
absolutely.
Because we got two kings.
Two Kings.
Well, you had mentioned something about a level up, and because it's a different type of king, a different element, there might be a part of you that changed so much.
Yeah.
Magician clarifying that
Yeah.
that you went ahead and alchemized a different layer of yourself. Ace of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck, so there's some serious success and gifts here.
Yeah.
It also, I'm getting like a sprinkle of spiritual ascension for some people, specifically like this group of men.
Did you catch this at the bottom of the deck?
I did. That's why I said that,
Oh, okay.
because there's two Ace of Pentacles here, two men and a level up,
And
magician
then
and a
followed by
fool.
the Death card and the Fool. And you might still be feeling a little like this because you left somebody behind, but you know that this is going to be the thing that like moves you forward. And then you got the Sun.
There's new challenges to be had.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's so cool.
So yeah, I don't know what else to say about this. This is really exciting. There's a lot of movement. There's a lot of congratulations on your level up.
Yeah.
That's what I definitely like to say is congratulations on your level up. Congratulations for stepping into your villain energy. Now you know that you can do it if you have to. You may or may not like it. Some of you may have decided that you like it more than you thought you would. So just temper that before you start cutting heads off.
Yeah. It looks like collectively there's good changes taking place. People are really putting things in perspective.
Yeah.
And reaping the rewards in time because of that choice.
Yeah, this is a very exciting time. It's a whole new chapter. And obviously, like if you're one of the cardinal signs, especially you've got Cancer on the table here twice. If you're a Cancer, things are going to get really good in the back half of this year. And any of the cardinal signs, Aries and Libra and Capricorn, you know, you're going to be enjoying some of these spoils as well. So just keep going. Remember to go with the flow.
We're the absolute divine lovers. Thanks for listening.
Yeah, take care.